Hello everyone, welcome to my first Flosstube video. My name is Hillary Toll. The channel name is Rustic Threads. I have been watching Flosstube for about 1.5 years now, and been wanting to do videos for 1.5 years now, so I'm finally ready to jump right in. I know that everyone has said this, but this community is amazing. Kind and friendly people, generous, people with big hearts, and I want to be a part of that too. I am from northern Maine, where it's beautiful and sunny out right now, but minus 20 wind chills or less. I'm married. I have 2 children, 2 girls, a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old. They're at school right now, so this is going to be my video time during the days. I started stitching when I was 14. I had a cousin who was much older than me, and she was doing a stamped cross stitch at camp one time, and I was very interested. So we went to the store and got a little kit. I think it was a teddy bear holding a heart, and I worked on that all summer, and I was hooked. And we had an LNS in town, my town, which we no longer do. It was a craft store mainly, but it had a small stitching section. And my next pattern after that teddy bear was this Paula Vaughn's Summer Breeze, and it is pretty much full coverage. This isn't the original pattern. I ended up purchasing this last fall. I stitched that and almost finished it, and I think I ended up selling it on eBay or something. I think I'd made a boo-boo somewhere, a little mistake somewhere, and I couldn't pick it back up. I was supposed to stitch that for my mom, so she doesn't have it, but I did end up purchasing this because, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever stitch it again, but it's a reminder. After that, I stitched a little bit. I did a few Barbara Batts Angels and Fairies for my nieces in high school and college, and stopped stitching for a while. I started again, I think, right before I met my husband, and I stitched for a few years and stopped again. I started crocheting, which I loved crochet, but again have stopped that just to go back to cross stitch, and cross stitch is my full-time hobby right now. Crochet is nice because you can whip up quick items, but I was kind of burned out of that. So yeah, I've been cross stitching for about 2 years now, pretty much straight, and I have fallen back in love with it. I think today I'm going to show you a few finishes. I also joined the Midwest Cross Stitchers Stitch9Challenge that Michelle Rudy put out. On her channel, she decided she wanted to stitch 9 projects or more and finish them by the end of the year. And everybody's jumped in, and so have I. I don't have many more than 9 whips. I guess I do. Maybe I have 15 whips, but I picked my 9, so I'll show those for you today. And a little bit of stash or plans, things that I'll be stitching on kind of in between the Stitch 9. I think I'll start with some finishes, my most recent ones anyway. I was part of the Sal Snug Harbor Crafts put out the Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So here's a finish of that. I know a lot of you have done this and are finished. I think the green on the sled is the call for color, but other than that, I think I subbed out Victoria Motto or Color and Cotton. I do have a few Classic Colorworks. Is it Classic Colorworks? Classic Colorworks weeks. I don't know what I subbed. And can you guys see this? Is this backwards? I'll have to find out when I rewatch this or post it. But that was cute and really fun to stitch. I could have been done a lot faster, but in September or December, I didn't stitch at all. Christmas kind of just took over. I also stitched in November, December, this little cottage from Twin Peaks Primitives, and that's a December cottage. It's supposed to say December on the bottom, but I decided to leave that out. They have I think, monthly cottages, but I'm going to do maybe one every other month and do them like seasonally instead of monthly. They're really cute. I dyed this fabric. It's like a blue Jovelin mottled. I think it's pretty good. That looks nice. And then prior to that, I finished the 'Tis the Season Sal, Blackbird Designs. I think that red is a little more orange than it really is, but the colors are showing up really nice. I did not use the called for. This is mostly Victorian motto, and this is a hand-dyed fabric by me. It's kind of a brown, purpley brown, 36 count, and I did 1/2, and I love working 1/2 most of the time. You'll see why. But the colors really stand out on that. I like that. I am not a finisher or a fully finisher. I would rather stitch. But I know I have to get my button gear because I have so many finished projects, but not finished at all. I want to show one of my oldest whips, which is not part of my Stitch9. This was a freebie on needleprint.com, and it's the Mary Wiggum sampler from the Ackworth School. They have a ton of samplers, Quaker samplers. I don't know if they're all free, but this one was, and I know lots of people have done this, maybe seen this. It's real hard going though. Like last time I worked on this right here, I think I've ripped that out 3 times. I kept miscounting. It's kind of awkward, but I love the colors. I've been working on this for 10 years or more. Not straight. Someday I'll finish it. And that's just a cream colored, I think 28 count linen. Now part of my Stitch9 is another one of my oldest whips. This is a Mirabilia Gathering Eggs. This looks like I started this when my daughter was born, and I was going to stitch it for my mom. I have stitched some things for my mom. And this is where I am. And it's almost done, except somewhere over here I had added an extra row, and that has put me off. And I have been fudging and fiddling with things, and it has taken me so long, and I just don't want to work on it very much. But there really isn't anything down here. Just border. I'll have to fudge the border a little bit. And a little bit up here, which is confetti heavy. But really, if I sat down and worked on it, I could get it finished. I could. Sorry, I'm putting it away. So that's one of my Stitch9. My second Stitch9 is Country Cottage Needlework September Cottage. I have done January, February, March, May. I think I've done June and October. So this is where I'm at with September. It's just a 28 count. It's kind of a weird cloth. It's an oatmeal. It's weird. But I just have pretty much the borders, top and bottom, and I haven't been on any of them writing the month name. So just bring down the border and add a few motifs underneath. I don't like the month name. I think you can tell that that's September Cottage, January Cottage, February Cottage. I think you can tell. So that's number 2 of the Stitch9. This one I was working on last night. Good St. Nick by the Prairie Schooler. And I'm close on this one too. Right down here, this whole section is like full coverage. So it's going to take me a little bit. And I have a little bit more to do in his face. But other than that, just this and I'll be done. I don't like the fabric. It's like a 25 or 26 count. It's real see-through, real loose weave. So that's kind of been putting me off. But really, again, not much longer on that and I can have it finished there. So that is number 3. All right, number 4, I have this. I'm so excited. Christmas Rules. I have all of them. I got them on Stash Unload, and they have and with the embellishments. And I have a nice piece of 36 count, long enough for that. And here's where I am. I am doing this 2/2 on 36 count, and that 2 has kind of put me off because the stitches are so smooshed together and they're not that neat. But I'm just going to keep going with it because it is really cute. And it's not as bad as, it was worse here when there was full coverage. It's not as bad down here. So again, that kind of puts me off, but I'm not that I'm not into Christmas stitching. I am a little bit. I think I just really wanted to get Good St. Nick done because it's so close. That's number 4. I bought this off Etsy. I'd have to look here. This is a full coverage Mad Hatter, and I just love the colors. I thought he was so cute, and they have all of them in the series. They have the Cheshire Cat and Alice and the Queen, and I don't know, they might have Tweedledee or Dum, who knows. I just like that one so much. And I don't know, I probably should have looked this up. I don't have it. I'll have to maybe link down below who has this pattern on Etsy. So for this one, I'd like to do 2 pages for a project for Stitch 9, but I'd like to get 4 done, so 2 projects total for Stitch 9. And this is where I'm at. Got the teapot and a hat. This is 4.5 pages here, so if I can get 4, finish the top half and work down a little bit, that is going to be 2 projects. Again, this is 18 count, 2/2, and I hate it. It's all smushed, but I'm plugging away at it, and it's not that bad. It's just hard to work on. I think that's 5 and 6 of Stitch 9. Oh, and then everybody's doing this one as well, or finished. Tiny Modernist Haunted Mansion. And here's where I am with that. I am doing this on 32 count Enchanted Glen, Jobelin. Jobelin's so soft. It's not one that I usually work on. I don't use Jobelin. I think I have a little bit in my stash, but really not too much farther on these. And I think if I don't stitch the pumpkins on the bottom, it will fit into an 11 by 14 inch frame perfectly. So I think a lot of these I don't, besides that Mad Hatter, I don't have a lot to do. Christmas Rose maybe. And then I'm doing Brooks Books Advent Animals. This is free on her website. There's 25 of them. I know Elizabeth, Vintage Stitchers, has done hers all in ornaments, and Abby Top Knot has done hers really cute on dark fabric. Put them together and they're just adorable. So I have done these 4 so far, and this is just 14 count coffee dyed fabric, some remnants that I had. I have some big pieces, so I just did that. I think it looks pretty good. I like to dye fabric. It's not something I think that I would do full time, but I really like the process of it, and I love how things come out with different colors. And then I've been working on these 2, so this one's almost done. I think a couple stitches to finish up, and then the hedgehog. And I'd like to do 2 of these per project for Stitch 9, so I want to get 4 more done, and that should be my 9. I have just another remnant here that I guess bacon basted. Mona's tutorial, or Priscilla and Chelsea, pretty much the same thing, I think. And I think that I have another large piece that I can bacon baste to finish. Hopefully I have enough fabric for the 25. So that's 25. That's Stitch 9. For plans, I think that I have a couple of these, Lizzie Kate, and I have the Bent Creek Rose. These are the Lizzie Kate strings. I have Buzzy string. So this, I can get that ready for springtime. And I have, Yes, Buzzy String, but that will be summer. I have spring string for summer, spring and Easter. So I'd like to do those. Those should be really quick. I know I have fabric for those. And then I got this. I think I got this on Stash Unload. G, Mirabilia, or Nora Corbett, I guess. These are smaller than I thought. So I want to get G for my daughter, and I have G for my daughter and I needed a J. I think I like the J Fairy, not the Mermaid. But yeah, these are real small, and I think they'd be quick to stitch up. Obviously, I need to get all the threads and beads. 9 beads and only one Krynic. Those are my plans. I want to stitch those. I have a ton of stuff in my stash. I say ton, it's not a lot. I really, just this, it's not a lot. I do have a bunch of smaller tarts down in there. I don't want to buy too much this year. I do want to stitch from stash, but we all know what that's like. Flosstube enables us. Other than that, I mean, I have lots of other whips, and someday I'll show those to you as well, and maybe some of the fabrics that I've dyed. And other than that, I think I'm going to call this my first Flosstube. I'd like to do this maybe twice a month, maybe once a week if I can get some finishes and some progress on some things. I don't know, we'll see. I think that I just want to get this first video out there. Hopefully get a few subscribers, who knows? Yeah, I'm glad to be part of this community. This is what I wanted. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.